Johnny Fontana back here with the Yogels, and I'm joined today by the CEO and co-founder of Mobile Roadie, Michael Schneider. Michael, thanks for joining today.
Thank you.
Please give us a little history of yourself and Mobile Roadie.
Cool. Well, Mobile Roadie came out of my old design company, Fluid Design, that I ran, started 11 years ago actually in high school. And we did websites, logo design, and online marketing for clients. Started designing iPhone apps and realized there's very few people that can afford a $20,000 or $30,000 app, but there's a huge demand out there. Mobile Roadie was incubated and then spun out, and it's now our sole focus.
Right.
And Mobile Roadie is a quick, easy way for anyone to create their own iPhone or Android app in about 20 minutes.
Awesome. So when you said you were incubated, you did Launchpad LA last year, right?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So could you, I'm sure there's some people that are looking into some of these incubators, and definitely incubators are hot right now. And there's a lot of talk, and a lot of them are spawning up. Could you give a little take back on your experience and all that?
Yeah, anything you can do to be close to Mark Schuster is a good thing. He's a great guy, and he just loves entrepreneurs and loves helping them. Launchpad's a great networking event / source of great advice and connections. So Launchpad's great. EO, Entrepreneurs Organization, is another great one. They have an accelerator program for people that don't meet the threshold to join EO yet, which is it's a great program. So yeah, there's definitely some quality stuff going on.
All right. So could you give us a little bit about your experience with Launchpad and how that went, and what basically the idea of it is?
We were sort of the guinea pigs. So Mark was figuring out all the moving pieces and how often to meet and what to do. I think there were 12 of us, something like that, and we met once. Well, it was supposed to be once a month. I think it was once every other month at his office in Century City. We all gave updates. We all talked about stuff we needed advice with, and we were giving Mark feedback on the overall program to improve it. So this year it's a totally different thing.
Right.
We also had 3 or 4 dinners. We're just social stuff, get together and talk.
Cool. And did they get you in front of the investors? Did they have like a demo day at the end of it, like some new?
I think they had 2,
okay.
And it was great. You got to go up there, you got to pitch. There were VCs in the room, there were angels in the room. LA's got this great VC and angel community, and no one knows about it, or people are just realizing that LA is a great place to build a startup.
Right. So coming out of that Launchpad, how did everything go, and was there a slow start? You guys got thrown right into it, or?
Well, we were a little different because we had already started before Launchpad, and we'd already raised money before Launchpad.
Okay.
So we didn't go into Launchpad saying this is going to make or break our business and we need to raise money. We went into it for relationships and networking and just to be close with Mark and his friends.
Right. So did you guys do another round of funding after that, or you guys?
We did. We've sort of done 5 or 6 angel rounds, which is a little atypical for a startup. We're going down the VC path, and things are going really, really well, and we're about a few months at the most from profitability, so VC money is expensive, and as Mark would tell you, you should only take it if you need to.
Right. Okay, so you guys, I mean, definitely, especially being in the LA startup scene and noticing, you guys are definitely one of the, I think, hotter companies in the tech scene right now. And you guys just came off a BizSpark Accelerator win. Was it always this fast and this good, or do you guys have a rough patch you had to go through? Or
it's never as easy as it looks.
Right.
So when we started Mobile Roadie and really launched in March of 09, the economy was going to shit. And the design company was faltering, and it's amazing that we were able to stay focused and even get off the ground because it was tough.
Yeah.
And there's a period of about 4 to 6 months where we were wondering, is Apple going to like what we're doing and make life easy? When in the beginning we were only iPhones, so that was a huge concern.
Right.
Are people going to like this, or are they just going to go custom? How big of a market is there? That's something that VCs in the early days really got on us about, like how big is your opportunity?
Right.
So there were a ton of unknowns. Now I think we're trailblazing a little bit. We're proving the concept. There's a lot of copycats. Now we're sort of enjoying the fruits of that labor and figuring out what's next.
Right. So you guys started as more towards music when you first started, and do you kind of advise that, staying like with your niche market, and then seeing that there is a true market outside of that, or?
Yeah, anything you can do to test the concept before investing a ton of time or money is a good thing. We had connections in music, so that's why we started there. But if you have connections in film, or depending on whatever you're doing, if you have an in with an industry or a major customer or a major partner, go that route first, prove it out, and then build it out from there.
Right. So was that something, having the in music, you really leveraged kind of some of those names that you felt like you could get with Roadie, and do you feel like that had a huge help to let you leverage and get into the rest of the market and show that there is something there by pulling in some of the bigger names to make apps for?
Well, there weren't bigger names to start. We had a great partnership with The Orchard, which is still a great partner. They're one of the largest digital distributors of music. And so we had a lot of indie labels and indie bands, and we loved it. I mean, these were bands that had, I don't know, 20,000 followers on MySpace compared to Taylor Swift's 8 million.
Right.
But they were so passionate. And
right.
They update their app, and they were all excited, and that was really gratifying to work with. As we expanded, now we have the Taylor Swifts and the Madonnas and other people on our platform, but that wasn't always the case.
Right. All right, cool. How did you go about, was it just through proving your concept and proving everything that you got these bigger names?
Yeah, it's all about relationships, just like anything. So, we have investors that are looking out for us. We have partners that are looking out for us. I would say that we probably have one of the highest quality products in the space, and so people really gravitate towards that and love what we're doing and then try to help. I've had people help and not ask me for a dime just because they love the concept and they're so excited about it, and
right.
they want to bring something cool to the people they know.
Right.
Which is great.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. So are you really excited about the mobile app space? I mean, obviously it seems like it excites you, but also it seems like Apple's kind of tightening down the grip on what they're allowing for apps to do. So is that it's I guess good that the mobile app space is opening up on a lot of different platforms, but Apple being your main kind of company that you're working with right now, is that?
I'll say two things about that. One, we're also on Android, so it's not just Apple anymore. We'll be on BlackBerry, we'll be on others, but Apple is still hugely important.
Right.
85-90% of our business, and I think what they're doing is fantastic. It's fantastic for us anyway. They don't want low-quality apps. They don't want everyone to have an app just to say they have an app. They want people that are engaged in the app, high-quality experiences, takes advantage of the iPhone native views. If something can be a mobile website and look exactly the same as an app, Apple doesn't want that.
Right.
And even though we are, I don't even like calling this a template because we're such a highly customizable platform, but we give our customers so many options to customize the look and the feel and the content that we're big fans of what Apple is doing. It's actually helping us in a lot of ways.
Right. So what is this your first startup that you've had, or you said you had a design firm? So this is your third?
Yeah.
So you've had some experience. A lot of people that tune in on Yogo's kind of probably their first startup. So any advice kind of from your first to your second to now your third?
Wow. Well, I don't know, a couple things spring to mind. Learn how to sleep at night. Like, it sounds weird, but there's so much uncertainty in a startup. It's never going to feel settled. I don't feel settled. I don't feel like I've made it. Like, the second you feel that way, I think you lose a lot of your competitive edge.
Right.
So that uncertainty, some people can't deal with it, then you probably shouldn't do a startup. If you can deal with it, or better yet, if you thrive on it, then you could do well. And then just talk to everybody and leverage every possible connection. If it's a great uncle's new girlfriend's son, and he's the CEO of whatever, and that can help you, like, go after that. It amazes to me how many people start companies, call themselves entrepreneurs, and then are very risk adverse and don't go out there and don't make things happen and just sit at a desk and sort of quietly go by. Like, in any industry, competitors are not just going little by little. They're going really fast. Yeah. And so unless you're willing to go really fast, put in the late hours, unless you really care about what you're doing, you're going to struggle. Right.
So from the whole interview, it seems like relationships and getting out there and networking was kind of the big thing. Some of the people that aren't necessarily in LA, a lot of people don't notice that there is a great startup scene going on here. But some of the people that aren't in cities with great startup scenes, do you think that they can really start a legit company there, or do you think they kind of need to move to that area?
They should move to LA. But yeah, I mean, you can start a great company anywhere.
Right.
It's easier when you have a good ecosystem. LA, New York, San Francisco, those are probably the three, maybe Seattle. If you're not in one of those cities, being in a big city has big city advantages. So access to capital, access to infrastructure, employees. But you can build a great company anywhere. It's just easier in a better ecosystem.
Right. All right. Any last words for the viewers?
No, we're pumped. So we'll be making some big announcements.
All right, cool.
Take a look out in the next 2-3 months.
Absolutely. Again, it's Michael Schneider from Mobile Roadie. Check it out. Really cool app if you need an app made.
Thank you.